Okay, so this is totally off the cuff, totally unplanned. Like I've never intended on making a video on this, but I don't know, the way my brain works is different to most people. I just got thinking about a few things after being out a walk. So, it's basically about racism. Now, I went to the shop earlier and I just walked over. There and back. It takes about 10 minutes all in. In that time, because I consider myself reasonably popular, in that time, I seen 4 people and spoke. Well, I did speak to them, but not a massive conversation. I just said hello, they said hello back. A little bit of small talk, but nothing crazy. But all people that I know reasonably well and have a decent rapport with. One of those people was a Chinese woman. She works in one of the local Chinese takeaways here. And you know, like a lot of people, when I'm waiting for my meal, I get talking to people. Her being one of them, because she works in there, so it just makes sense. Next person was a Filipino. His name's Manny. I used to play for the local county darts team, and he played with another county darts team. Played against him sometimes, so that's how I know him. Next was, this isn't too much of a surprise, considering this is where I live. It's mostly this race. White Scottish man, just one of my mum's neighbours. Shug, his name is. Got speaking to him. Now that's 3 different races, 2 different genders, although that's not what this is about. That's I guess I'm just stating the obvious. Who was the last one again? Oh man, I should have come on here prepared. Wow, yes, that's who it was, because it was who served me in the shop. A male Pakistani who I know from the shop. You know, because he works in there, so you get talking to people, don't you, when you see them enough. So that's 4 different races that I've named there. And that was all just within a 5-minute walk. I've probably done this before. Yeah, so I've probably done this before without even thinking about it. But I don't know, it just, like I say, my brain thinks differently to most people. And something just clicked, you know. And that was, like, it just hit me. I thought, well, that's really diverse. And it's like, that's a really diverse group of people. And I've only been out for 5 minutes. Like, here's my point, right? You know, in most cases, I'm aware there's going to be some areas in the world where it is just strictly one race or one, you know, type of person, if that makes sense. Like, I'd imagine, and I could be wrong, but I'd imagine China, it's from what I've heard and from what I know, it's just Chinese people, you know, predominantly. So, I get that, right? There's areas like that. But for the most part, especially in Britain, you're going to run into these different ethnics and these different types of people. I don't even think about it, because I don't see a race, I don't see a colour, I don't see a gender. I don't even see an age. Like, it's not like I just see a person. And this video isn't all about, oh, look at me, I'm high and mighty Greg. It's not about that. But I think most people think that way. You know, if I get treated with respect, I treat someone else with respect. There's even times where I'm not getting treated with respect, and I'll still give them respect. It depends on the situation. But here's my point. It's something that, even if you're racist, you're just going to have to deal with it anyway. So you're as well just getting along with everybody. You know, don't get me wrong, I've not came on here with any great advice. It's not going to change the world or anything. But it just irritates me, that's all. You know, It's not a nice thing, is it? Racism, I mean. It's not. So, I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of blethering now. And also, by the way, I will say this, I know people that have had bad experiences with certain races. For example, I'll just come out and say it, there's a guy I know whose cousin or his sister was, it's not a nice thing to say, but it's what happened. She was gang raped by an Asian gang. Or a Pakistani gang. I mean, in that instance, I can see why he would feel a certain way about those people. But that's not all of them. You know, it comes down to your mentality and looking at a situation like that and accepting, okay, that's just a bad group of people there. That doesn't... Yeah, they don't represent the full race or ethnicity, whatever the word is, you know what I mean? And it's important to remember that, you know. There's people of every race, colour, age, sex, whatever, that have done wrong. It doesn't represent them all. And, you know, it's important to remember that. So, I'll leave it there.